Speaking of people who are the shits, let's go to the next match. Jay White versus Darby Allin.
Ooh.
And, hopefully Darby's going to leave to climb that mountain pretty soon, so we don't have to watch him anymore because I'm done with him after that stunt the other day. But on fast forward, it looked like they were on the floor for a good part of this. And at one point, Darby then does a coffin drop off the top rope to the guy on the apron, but the guy moved, so he bounced off the apron, landed on the floor. And don't worry, folks, he rolled in to beat the count at 9, but then Jay White picked him up and hit him with his finish, 1, 2, 3. So just to make sure that this idiot has an out, and they're going to hurt him now later. But so he has an out in the finish when he's going to climb Mount Everest. We don't know if he's coming back living. Instead of putting Jay White over like a, I guess, normal human being, he's got to do something that should paralyze him so that then Jay White's finish will work. And then the booking comes in. Remember that Jay White and the Gun Boys have formed a super group with the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn called the Gang Bang Scissor Clan.
Well, no, the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. There's no gang. It's just a Bang Bang Scissor.
There's a gang.
No, there's a gang at the end. There's no gang at the beginning.
Well, it always turns out it's a start. It's just a couple, but there's a gang by the end of it.
It's the gang. It's not the gang, but it's the Bang Bang Scissor Gang.
Well, they started that group, and I know you're never going to believe what happened here coming up next, Brian. But Jay White and the Guns then decide to get further heat on Darby Allin, and they get a chair and they go to Pillmanize his leg with a chair on it and a baseball bat. But here comes the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn and make the save. And they tell the heels, no, do not do this. And they milk it forever. And the Acclaimed has taken Darby to the back for medical treatment. And Billy Gunn's telling Jay White, no, bad dog, no. And he takes his bat, throws it down. And then as Billy Gunn turns around, soon as Billy Gunn's back is turned, Jay White takes the chair and hits him in the head with it. And then they start getting heat on Billy Gunn. The Acclaimed see this. The stupid baby faces who couldn't see this coming from these heels, they get in and they get the shit kicked out of them too. And then they hit everybody with the chairs, and then they put the chair on Darby's ankle and hit it with the baseball bat so that he can leave in a couple weeks and go climb Mount Everest and fall in a fucking ice flow along with whale shit and never be seen again.
Will you stop it?
Well, what the fuck? Just have the guy do a goddamn... He's already announced he's leaving the country to risk his life.
That's the puzzling thing. He announced he's going on the trip, and then they did the injury angle.
Then we heard him. So now we should hear he can't fucking climb the mountain. That's the only way this makes sense.
Then you get heat on the heels. Darby can't live his lifelong dream by going to the top of the mountain.
Yes. And the heels can come out and say, we just saved his fool-ass life because he ain't got no sense. He ain't got the good sense up in his head. That's what they could say. And some of this shit would make sense. But no, when people already know he's leaving, he doesn't just do a job. They injure him so that he, in their fake world, so that he can go off and let Tony Khan pay him to climb Mount Everest. Fucking moron. Further thoughts on this?
Jay White continues to unimpress, whether it's on the mic, whether it's to be taken seriously as a heel, or just in the ring. He doesn't really stand out. He's very skinny. Darby was about the same size as him, just Jay White's cut. And Darby, I watched that match. I had some people here, and they were saying things like, oh my God, he's going to break his back. I said, he's about to climb Mount Everest. How's he going to climb Mount Everest? I said, I know. That's the thing. If he's going to climb Mount Everest, do an injury angle, get him out there, unless you're going to make it about him losing the dream to climb Mount Everest, which he may have done when he covered his body in small cuts at the pay-per-view. I don't know.
Yeah, that couldn't have been an injury angle. It had to be this fake shit instead of that real stuff. What the fuck? And besides, he'll come back. He's going to have, I predict he will have one of his 4 extremities, one of the 2 hands or one of the 2 legs amputated for frostbite by the time he fucks around and does stupid shit over there. He'll come back hopping around on 1 leg.
We have to somehow get you past these bad feelings about Darby. He's just a confused guy who likes to have a lot of pain to get through his pain.
Yeah, well, he can have some of mine. I've had some hemorrhoids in the past I'd have loved to have given him.
They'll be on Cornette's Collectibles next week.
As well, but not cheap.